Hey, what's up guys, it's Melontosh here and I am back for a hype video on the channel. This is going to be my first ever championship match against Akkivgc and his Portland Crobats. If you guys are hype for your exclusive Electivires to potentially be taking home a championship, make sure you go ahead and smash that like button down below. But going over the team, in case you guys did not want to watch the team builder will be in the description down below, or link card will be on screen right meow. But if you don't want to go over it, going over my team very quickly, I have the Dual Dance lando-t, I have an Assault Vest, a Cavalier, a Wish, Cleric, Sylveon, a physically defensive Miltank, a Spadef Skuntank with enough speed to outspeed my Miltank because I thought his Goldfish would be equipping my Miltank, so that's a bit crazy. And then a Cobbleberry Latias with Bolt Beam coverage for his team. My opponent opted to bring, the 6 he opted to bring were Magearna, Cobalion, Zapdos, Crocodile, Licky, and Slowbro. So big thing is he did not bring Daddy. Holy crap, I was like, wow, damn, I didn't need both Miltank and the Sylveon. I didn't need them both, but hey, they're both here and they both still got jobs they can do. Miltank can get up rocks, which is really fabulous. Licky is here. I'm actually not too fussed about that thing. A little bit annoyed I don't have Lop to take it down because Lop would actually do really well this matchup. But then it's just Mega Bro, man. It's just that Mega Bro. But once Mega Bro Mega Evolves, we should be gluten free, you know. So yeah, I wish I brought Lop this match, but hindsight's 2020. If he brought something like the Quillfish, then Latias is about 80,000 times better, and Latias is actually still really good up in this matchup. My game plan is still the same. I want to win with my lando-t. Sylveon's looking like he can do some decent damage to his team, except for of course Magearna. Magearna is the biggest problem of my life. Expecting that thing to be Calm Mind 3 attacks, of course. Potentially 4 attacks. Not sure if it'll be Z-move or have an item like Assault Vest or Leftovers or something like that. That's information we need to find out for ourselves. So what I'm thinking here is he's either going to lead with Zapdos because he knows he can basically Volt Switch on anything on my team, and if I go Lando, either I can easily go Slowbro or he can go for a Hidden Power Ice if he's offensive. So, or expecting Crook, because Crook could be lead Stealth Rocker, or potentially the Cobalion, but I don't see Cobalion being lead Stealth Rocker. However, one of bad Cobalion and Crook is going to be his rocker, but I don't see him being like lead / stealth rock Cobalion. Actually, to be fair, I'm actually expecting him to be set up Cobalion at this stage. So let's go ahead and go into the match. I'm going to leave my Sylveon as my opponent does indeed decide to lead with his Zapdos. So this is pretty cool for me. I'm going to go for the Protect here, see if he wants to Volt Switch, maybe play some Mind Games, but he's going to go hard into the Magearna. Probably meaning he does not have Volt Switch, so that's good information for me. Is he's going to make a good double back out into his Zapdos, as I'm going to go hard into my counter, which is the Cavalier. As this is not good for me, I can't stay in. I'm going into my Latias because I can chew the heat wave that is coming my way from this Zapdos. So now I'm just going to go for the Ice Beam. It hits Crook, which is a decent switch into me, and the Zapdos both specially effectively. As he does go Crook, I'm going to hit it specially effectively, and that tells me that he is 252 Assault Vest Crocodile, as he's going to go for a Detail. So he may not have Pursuit here because he didn't go for it that turn, but Detail is definitely cool tech. As I go out to the Jalsius Cavalier, I'm not staying in here. I need to keep this thing healthy. I'm going to go out into my Miltank to try and check the Crocodile again, but I'm going to make a small misplay here and go for the Toxic, hoping he would stay in and Thunderbolt me with the Zapdos, but unfortunately he goes out into his Queen Goat, which is the Cobalion and the best check. I should have gone for Rocks there for sure. Cobalion was the obvious switch in, but alas, it's fine. I can go Latias, as he's going to do what I should have done and get up his rocks. But Latias takes this thing on relatively well. I'm going to Ice Beam, expecting him to either go Crook or Magearna. Thunderbolt and Ice Beam are not going to do a lot to Magearna, so I'm just going to go for the Ice Beam, hoping he goes Crook, as he just taunts me. So now I'm just going to go for another Ice Beam here, as he does go Mag. I'm kind of hoping maybe he thinks I'm Scarfed or something like that, so maybe I can get a cheeky setup without him quite realizing. But I'm going to go into my hard counter to this thing, which is the Cavalier. I don't think he has the Hidden Power Fire right now. I'm praying he doesn't, because it would be really bad if he does. He goes for the D-Gleam. Does he have the Hidden Power Fire? I don't think so. So I'm going to go for the knockoff here, assuming Zapdos is the obvious switch in, and I want to get rid of the thing, whatever item this thing has, and he does indeed have the Charty Berry, so that would have been really bad. He snags a Static. It doesn't really matter too much, to be honest with me, because it's a Cavalier, is super slow, as long as I don't get powered at a bad time. But getting rid of the thing, Charty Berry is great for Lando being able to sweep, as he does go for a Roost here, as I go out into my Skuntank, hoping to just get a defog off. I don't want these rocks to stay up. I want my team clean of these rocks. He gets a crit, which is a bit annoying because Skuntank doesn't have recovery, but alas, this is a very long game. You've got to expect some crits and stuff. In fact, it's very clean considering how long it was. So I'm going to go for a Toxic here on the Zapdos. Zapdos actually also outsped my Skuntank, which means it is probably max HP, max SpDef, max speed, or so, not max speed, but you know what I mean. As I get Toxic off on the Crook, making it much easier for me to wear down. I'm now going to go out to my Miltank because I do check the Crook relatively well. As he goes out into his Zapdos and not wanting to get Toxic, he goes back out into his Cobalion, and this time I'm not going to make the same mistake. I am going to go for my Rocks. This is great for me. As now I'm going to go Lando, expecting him to even close combat or go for his Rocks. As he does go for his Rocks, that's great. I don't really want Lando taking damage, but close combat damage wouldn't have been in the end of the world. So now I'm going to go for the Earthquake, and I'm going to make a small misplay again after this turn. Right now, as he goes for the Taunt, I guess he just doesn't want me to get up an SD or anything of that nature, basically. And holy crap, Cobalion lives this Adamant Earthquake, 252 Adamant Earthquake from a 145 base attack Landorus. That is absolutely crazy. So here now, I should have just clicked EQ and taken out the GOAT. I should have just taken out the GOAT right here, clicked EQ, but in my head, I thought, okay, Zapdos is probably going to have Defog, and Slowbro is such an easy switch in for him, so why doesn't he just go into the Bro now, and he can... Yeah, and he can do that, or maybe he can go into something like Licky Licky, or potentially he could go Zapdos. So my play here is what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to answer my Latias because I have Thunderbolt for the Bro, I have Ice Beam for the Latias, and I can chew hits from the Cobalion. But this is actually going to come back to bite me in the booty, because if I'd just taken this thing out, you guys would see that my life would be just a tad easier later on in the match. But anyway, I'm going to make that play. I'm going to go out to my Latias, as he of course has the leftovers. So I'm going to go out to my Latias here, and he's going to go for the Iron Head, getting some decent damage off from me, but not that much. Like I said, I can chew hits from this thing. So now what I'm going to do is I am just going to fire off an Ice Beam as he decides to switch out, same as Cobalion, and go out into his Licky Licky, because this thing can chew any hit from me. Sorry, I'll go for a Thunderbolt because it does more damage to the Cobalion. So this is not great for me. I'm going to Calm Mind here, because if he's a set I think he is, which is Wish, Protect, Return, Ice Beam, Ice Punch, sorry, then I can start setting up on this thing and potentially start, you know, really actually kind of sweep through his team right now. No joke. No joke. If I get up enough Calm Minds, Magearna is not going to be able to do much to me, and I can T-bolt that thing and literally I win. So I was like, ooh, this could be fun. I'm not expecting to win, obviously, but I thought maybe I could get some damage off and scare him a little bit. But he's going to reveal the Heal Bell, and this means it is going to be a long one. It is going to be a long one here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go for a T-bolt again, thinking maybe he would switch out into Magearna here, but he's going to go for a Toxic. So he's Heal Bell Toxic. He's really not the set I expected him to be. I mean, don't think he's going to be non-mono attacking, so probably Wish and then maybe Return or something like that, which means Lando potentially can set up on it late game as he goes for the Wish. Okay, this is good for me. This is not good for me, sorry. But I am going to go for the Roost here, thinking that he'll maybe return and I'll be able to get a little bit more health than before as he goes for the double Toxic. So now what I am going to do is I am going to switch out into my Sylveon, because I can't have Latias be Toxic. This is not good for me. This heal belling Licky Licky is really, it's bad news, I'm not going to lie. It is bad news, bears, as he goes for a triple Toxic, making a good play, as I am going to go ahead and just get a Heal Bell off here, as he's going to make another good play, and unfortunately a little bit hacks on his side now, as he is going to miss this Toxic. Really unfortunate for my opponent. Getting this Toxic off on Sylveon would have been pretty big for him. I'm going to Protect now, thinking that he probably is going to go for another Toxic, and looking at this match, it's going to be a long one as he actually goes for the Wish. So to be honest, in my head I was kind of thinking, okay, if I can get rid of these Toxics, that would be great. But he's going to go for a Wish and go out into his Magearna, as I'm just going to fire off a Hyper Voice. Oh no, I'm going to go for the Wish. Of course I'm going to go for the Wish. Because now what I can do is I can go into anything I want on the Switch, as he does actually decide to go into his Young Zapper, predicting me to go out into my Escavalier. And of course I do go Escavalier. It's the only thing that can on my team take a hit from the Magearna, so I'm going to go Escavalier here, and getting a Wish up on this thing is amazing. I need to keep it healthy, as I'm going to go Eon here as he does go out into his Zapdos, as he does go for the Discharge. No power out, which is really good for me because I need to keep my Heal Bells. He needs to keep his Heal Bells as well. It's going to be a Heal Bell war at the end, I'll tell you that right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to Roost up here, trying to keep my Latias as healthy as possible, as he is going to go into his Magearna, and I'm going to make the Shame Switch. Yes, I know it's obvious, I know he can make predictions on it, but I cannot afford to lose any of my other Mons right now. And look at that. I chew Dazzling Gleam from a 192, he told me, modest Magearna. I chew that like it's my birthday cake, as I make a play out into my Latias here, This is unfortunate. It's turn 34 and no one's had momentum, and Akki decides, okay, screw this. I'm gonna get momentum here. He goes for the dazzling gameplay. If I'd gone for the drill run there, I would have done about half to this Maguna, I think, and that would have been really, really good for me. Getting this thing worn down would have been fabulous. And then, in fact, even Latias would have been able to start chipping it down. Everything would have been able to start chipping it down. It would have been great for me. But he made a great play, expecting me to get a bit fed up of him going Zapdos the whole time. So I'm going to go Latias here. I was just hoping to get an Ice Beam off, or maybe get a Carmine off or a T-Bolt off, but he makes a really good play. So now what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to expect him to make another play and go into his Zapdos, because he knows I want to go Escavalier here, and I really want my Latias healthy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for the Roost, and judging by the first calc, I thought he got a high roll and he wasn't invested, but he is definitely invested and he got a low roll. So now my Latias is going to die to another Rock Switch in, so this is not good for me. And I'm going to go out into my Joust here, a little bit scared to get Zapdos because that would be a bad move. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put double out into my Skuntank, because I need these rocks off if I want my Latias to be around, and I really want my Latias to stay around. So I am going to go Stellar. This is fab for me because I can just go straight for that defog, as my opponent is going to Roost up, keeping his Zapdos nice and healthy. I would do the exact same thing in his situation. He needs his Zapdos healthy, much like I need to try and do something, just something, to get my Latias back on track. As I am going to go out into my Sylveon here. No, I go for the Taunt. Okay, yo. I knew this play was coming, because he knows that he's very bulky, Cobalion, so he knows he can live a Dark move from that range, and he's obviously going to live a Poison move, and I really can't allow Rocks to get back up. And if he does stay in with Zapdos, allowing that thing not to Roost is not the end of the world. So I am going to go for a Taunt, expecting the Cobalion there, making a pretty good play. I'm pretty proud of that play, not going to lie. Expecting the Cobalion. And now I'm going to pull a double out into my Abundance here, yes, because he has to go for an attack as he goes out into his Zapdos. So I don't want to take a hit about Ice, and I can't take this Zapdos out, so I'm going to go out into my Sylveon, right meow, and I'm going to go for the Hyper Voice here, just to get some chip damage off and see what happens. Oh no, whoa, okay. Big plays coming up here. Big plays coming up here. I'm sorry I'm making so many mistakes. It was such a long match. I'm going to pull a double out into my Landorus, expecting him to go mag, and then potentially I can get what's the word off? An EQ off on something. If he went for hit about Ice there, then he potentially could have won the game, but he goes for the Discharge, and I was like, oh my god. When I saw that he stayed in, I actually pooed my pants, as he goes into big body bro, and I'm going to pull a double out into my Bella here, because I do not want to be taking hit about Ice on my Zapdos, but he doesn't want to be taking a Stone Edge in case I'm a Z-Lando. As he's just going to Mega up here, as I'm just going to go for a Wish, expecting him to go mag, and I can just go into my Escavalier, but he's going to Calm Mind up. So now we're in a little bit of doo-doo, but I can just go out to my Stella, get this thing back nice and healthy, which is great for me. He's going to go for a Scald. That is going to do a lot of damage. He's going to get the burn, but it's Scald. Can't be mad about that one. And I'm going to get more health back, luckily, thanks to the Wish. And what I can do here is I can Taunt, and it makes me look good because I did not predict this twice. I'm not gonna lie, this time I was not expecting him to go Cobalion. I knew it was an option, and I knew that Taunt wasn't a bad thing if he went Cobalion, but to be honest, I just didn't want Slowbro to get off any more Calm Minds, and then I could Toxic or something like that. So he is gonna go out into his Queen Goat, and I'm gonna get a Taunt off, and again I am gonna go out into my Lando because I can't go Latias on this thing, and getting off EQs is it's not a bad thing. It's definitely not a bad thing. He goes for an Iron Head and gets 20% off, so that's good damage. Just chip on Lando for him is amazing because Lando is the biggest threat to his team by far. I am just going to go for the Earthquake here as he makes a good play out into his Zapdos. If I go for Edge there, then my life would be a lot better, but it wouldn't be great, as I'm going to go out into my Bella here, and I'm going to try and get a Wish off. But what I want to do is try and force his Zapdos or any one of his other bulky mons to go for a Roost, and then I can get my Latias in. I'm going to be able to outspeed and go for the Roost. So I'm just gonna Wish here. He's gonna expect me to go into his Cavalier. My Latias has a chance. I had got a crit here, and okay, my Latias has a chance to live the Heat Wave, but I really don't want to risk it. I really wanted to keep Latias around, so I really wanted to get it in on a guaranteed Roost. And here I got a bit caught up in my head, I would say, because I was like, okay, now's the chance to go that he's 100% going for Roost. Go into Lati. And then all I was thinking was, but he knows. He knows that this crit was perfect for me to go into Lati. He knows that. I know he knows that. So I was like, okay, I can't risk it right now. And if that does happen and he makes a play, and I go for Hyper Voice, and this thing goes down, which is a chance to kill this thing, that's amazing for me. So I'm going to stay in, and I am going to go for the Hyper Voice here. And my opponent just goes for the Roost, and I'm like, oh, I should have gone Latty. But that's going to do 38%, so actually I might not have got the roll, but it would have been very close because, you know, Showdown rolls down. He's going to Roost up again. I got a bit, I was just in my head here. I knew he was going to keep roosting, but he didn't, and now he's going to go for the discharge. I was actually kind of expecting the Maguna here, so I'm actually going to go for the wish, because that way I can go into my Escavalier. So I figured, hey, let's just wish up, as he does now go out into the mag, knowing that I can't go into my Escavalier on the wish next turn, and putting me under pressure so that he can slowly but very surely wear down my Escavalier. So I'm going to get 19% off on this mag, showing me that it does have HP investment, as I'm going to protect it just to see what he wants to do as he reveals the Calm Mind. And this is great for me because now I know he has Dazzling Gleam, Calm Mind, which means to me he can't really have other setup, because I think he needs to have, well, in my head, he's going to have Flash Cannon or and Shadow Ball. In my head, he's going to have Flash Cannon or Shadow Ball. No, and Shadow Ball, but Flash Cannon he doesn't need, but like he could bring it for Sylveon. So I was like, okay, cool, he doesn't have Shift Gear, that's really, really good for me. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out into my Escavalier again, the hard check to this thing, and he's going to go for Thunderbolt, and now I'm like, yes. Yes, okay, he doesn't have, this is good for two reasons, because he does not have Shift Gear for sure. He doesn't have Shift Gear, he's got to have Shadow Ball for Marowak, otherwise Marowak would just chew it. Like, I mean, Thunderbolt is immune to, and Dazzling Gleam, it just chews. So yeah, I'm really happy that Maguna doesn't have Shift Gear. It makes my life a lot easier, because Shift Gear Maguna is scary for my team, but Maguna kind of had full move syndrome, so that's great. And I can go into this thing, it does 23%, which means I cannot live another one. I am going to drill one in case he decides to stay in, because with leftovers he can potentially live another drill run. Which would be kind of scary, but if I get a drill run off, then that is good damage. But he could go for 2 T-bolts and take me out, so that's not great. But I am just going to go for the drill run here, as he does go out into Young Zapper, of course. And drill run is going to be immune, but I need to get a wish off on this Cavalier, because I'm in a bad situation with the Maguna right now. I really, really am. Maguna is going to start threading through my team if a Escavalier goes down. But I'm going to go out into my Bella here, and I'm going to take this opportunity. Not this one, I'm going to go for a Hyper Voice here, and I'm going to wish up. And now I know he thinks I very nearly went Latias taking the roll on this one, but he goes for Hidden About Ice, so thank the Lord I did not, because that would have been bad. I'm going to go for a Hyper Voice. So now I think this is the turn. Yes, this is the turn I go into Latias, expecting him to go for the Roost or go Maguna. Because, okay, so the thing with this play is I was expecting him to either go Maguna. If he goes Maguna, it's not the end of the world. Because, I mean, yeah, I can just go a Scav and I can play around it a little bit, but I was hoping he'd reach, if you go Maguna, it's not the end of the world, because Latias didn't go down. And now I've got Latias in. Can I just say it's turn 62? And no, it was still 6-6. That's crazy. It's awesome. It's looking like a good game. So now I'm just going to Roost up here as he does go into the Maguna. And this is not great for me because, like I said, I don't have much to do with this Maguna, but what I can do is I can go out into my Sylveon here, as my opponent is going to go for the Dazzling Gleam, just trying to get damage off on my Latias there, but he doesn't have Flash Cannon, so I know I can live a couple hits with my Bella, as I'm going to Witch up here, as he pulls a double out into the Young Zapper, just meaning, oh no, I actually go out into my Joust here. Okay, so the idea behind that play, sorry, getting behind on myself, the idea behind that play was getting him to go for the... not go for the Thunderbolt, because he could have gone for Thunderbolt on my Latias. So go out into Bella and then go out into my Eon, making him think I'd go for a Wish, so he just wants to get as much damage off as possible, or potentially even set up a Calm Mind, which I can live a Thunderbolt from this range. So I'm now going to enter Cavalier, but he actually goes out into Zapdos, covering all the place, and I'm going to go out into my Latias and go for the Discharge. He goes for the Discharge, he doesn't get a Para again. This man is not getting no Paras today, as I'm going to Roost up, as I've got my Latias from 11% to 96%, which is pretty clean because I really want this thing healthy. As now I'm going to go out into Joust here, as he is going to go for the Dazzling Gleam, so that's cool because now I can still take a Thunderbolt, but I really need to get the Wish up, and I'm trying to figure out how, and Mama just don't know how. I'm going to put a double out into my Bella here, just so I can at least get a Wish off, you know? But every time I go for Wish, he's just going to Heat Wave. So he goes for the Discharge here. I am going to Wish, but every time he wishes, I wish he's going to Heat Wave. I know this for sure. So like he does Heat Wave, because if I go Zapdos, if I go Escavalier and start getting that thing healthy, it's really annoying for him. But he's playing it really well with the Zapdos, just making sure that I'm not going to be able to get into my Escavalier. So he's going to roost up here, as I'm going to go for another Hyper Voice, just wearing this thing down. I get a big roll there, putting him on 57%. He's not really wanting to stay in here because it's not looking good for him. He can get crit and stuff, so I'm going to fire off a Hyper Voice, and I'm going to go for a Wish here, and now I can just fire off a Hyper Voice on the Queen Goat. And this is great for me. I would be able to take the Iron Head and I get all the damage back from the Wish, so I can take out the Queen Goat, and something finally goes down, turn 74. Oh my god, this is great for me now, because all I'm thinking right now is, okay, cool. If I can get a defog off with Skuntank and Rocks Up, they are up to stay, because Zapdos has shown all of its moves and it does not have defog. So, and he now no longer has a Rocker. So if I can get Rocks Up, they are up to stay, and that is really good for me. So, he's going to go Magearna here, and I'm going to go for a Wish, hoping I can go Joust, because these rocks are up and it's not looking good for me right now. So he does go, also, I should have gone back to this turn. Let's go back. I should have gone for Hyper Voice here. I should not have wished. I should have 100% gone for Hyper Voice and just taken out this Cobalion as it came in, because it may have been in as a sack. But unfortunately I did go for the Wish, and that was a huge misplay. As you guys are going to see why, because now rocks are up and Escavalier cannot just switch into this Magearna anymore. Oops, you guys do not want to be seeing that. So like I said, he goes for the Carmine, I go for the Wish, and I'm going to go out into my Stella, because I figured, hey, I can taunt this thing, and I can get a defog off because I can outspeed. And to be honest, even if he gets up 10 Carmines, I can go Lando and Z. I mean, Earthquake is a chance to take him out, but he could have investment to live a 1 EQ from Adamant Lando, so I would just go for the Z move. I don't want to be risking that in my life right now. So I'm really okay with this thing setting up as much as it likes. So I just want to get a defog off. I'm going to get this defog off, and now I'm thinking, yes, okay, rocks are not on my side of the field for good, and he goes for Shift Gear. And I'm like, wow. Okay, and now I'm thinking hard, because as of right now, Escavalier can take one more hit still, but it's still not going to be enough, because this Magearna can live a hit. Can live one drill run for sure. So I'm going to go for the taunt here, just so he can't just set up all day, as he's going to go for another Shift Gear. And this is really, really bad, because now he outspeeds everything 100%. I'm going to get a taunt off so he can't do anything else, and luckily he can't just set up on me. So I had to choose what to sack here, and I'm going to keep Stella around, because if I am able to, and if I am able to win this game, which I still think I can, Stella would be really cool for getting toxic offs on stuff and dealing with Slowbro, so that's really nice for me. I do think that Lando can live a Dazzling Gleam at +1 from 80%, because I thought he was 252 in special attack, and that is it, just from the damage rolls on my Latias earlier. Yeah, and that is not going to be the case, as you guys are going to see. So I think I can live, and I think I've still got a good chance to win this game. So I'm going to go for the Wish here, as he does 50% with the Dazzling Gleam. I'm going to go for Wish here. I don't want to Protect, because I don't actually want Sylveon to catch the Wish. Yeah, so I don't actually want Sylveon to catch the Wish, as I do go for the Wish. And I'm going to go out into my Escavalier here, because I live the Dazzling Gleam. And I don't really have anything else to do. I really don't have anything else to do. I have to hope he chokes and doesn't go for the T-Bolt here. T-Bolt is always his play, and if I'd known his spread, but obviously I can't know his spread, you know. My couch showed me he was not 252 modest. My couch showed me that. So if I'd known his spread, then I could have gone Lando here. I could have gone Lando here knowing he had to T-Bolt. But because I knew Lando could still potentially live one, I thought, okay, let's hope he misplays and we can go Joust, and we can literally take hits for days from this thing. Even at +1, I can drill run, and we will be able to beat this thing after a Wish. And if not, we can go Lando. Lando is basically going to be dead, but he can't get Rocks Up, which means I can still use it as long as I outspeed something. And we can go from there. So that's my mindset going into this. I am going to go out into the Joust. He is going to T-Bolt, definitely the play there, definitely the play there, and as you guys are going to see, he's now +2, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Oh my days. Okay. Oh my days. Okay, so he now gets the soul heart. He's at +2. Okay, I didn't realize. Okay, so it always killed. It always killed. I thought he was at +1. I'm not gonna lie, completely forgot about soul heart. That is my bad. That is very much my bad. I'm a bad player, guys. Okay, I forgot about soul heart in the finals. God damn it. God damn it. Okay, so that is why that makes sense to me now as to why it killed so easily. And yeah, and now, so I'm gonna go Lando here, and Lando is just gonna drop his dazzling gleam, and this is actually game. This is the end, guys. This is the end. Maguna is going to absolutely destroy me, and we're gonna get 5-0'd in. I mean, the thing is Mon didn't go down on my team till turn 81, and then they all died by turn 86. So it was still a really fun game. It took ages because, I mean, it was 84 turns. That is a long ass game for a 5-0. And going Skuntank there on the Maguna was a huge misplay. And Akki explained to me afterwards that with rocks up, after 2 switch-ins and a shift gear and a calm mind, then Marowak's not going to be taking hits no more from the Maguna, but really it's not, so that makes sense, and I did not consider that in team prep at all. So I was always thinking, oh hey, Akki's got to have something for, he's got to have something for the Marowak, so he can't have shift gear there. And during the match I was a bit like, oh my days, I wish I brought Marowak right now. But after the match I realized, hey, amazing prep on Akki's part. His team was really cool. Heal Bell Licky was absolutely clutch and really dealt with my playstyle, even if he hadn't have swept with the Maguna, and let's say I'd played around it differently. Licky would have been really hard for my team to break because I had to get Toxic off on his things. Like I said on my team builder, to win this match I had to Toxic his stuff, and he had Heal Bell, so that makes it really hard for me. Not gonna lie, so it would have been a tough match to win anyway. I don't think I had team matchup, but Akki's a great player and he definitely deserves the title this season. His player from was really good. He had such a close game with Pledge. I'm Pledge, that was a really hype game, and overall I'm very happy with my season. I've never made finals before, so hey, this is a big step for me, and it's actually, it was a decent league. It wasn't like a easy league, so that's good as well. Huge congratulations to Akki. He's got another title. This dude is like rolling in titles. I think he should share. Not gonna lie, Akki, I think you should share one. Just give me one little one or something, I don't know. I'm joking, of course. Huge props to my man Akki, but that's gonna be all from me today, guys. Like an absolute legend. 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. But that is going to be all from me today, guys. If you guys did enjoy today's video, please leave a like rating down below, or if you're feeling like an absolute legend, make sure you go check Akki out, please, in the description down below. He's a great player, you can learn a lot from him. But other than that, I will smell you later.